seré toda la vida mientras viva. Por amor soy de ti, amor, por amor, por amor. Por amor, por amor, por amor, por amor, por amor. Welcome, welcome, welcome to El Latino Ruido. My name is Javier Luis.
And I am Johnny Boricua Prince Donez, and you're not, and I'm not even there. I'm in my parents' house down in Kissimmee, Florida, in the backyard.
Rub it in, rub it in. You're enjoying yourself?
Oh, man, I'm having a wonderful time, man.
Yeah.
We haven't done much and anything, man, but just here to relax, see my dad and stuff like that with the family. We're having a great time, man. How's the weather up there, man?
Mira, don't even ask. Don't even ask. You just left here 2 days ago.
I heard it's just a little chilly out there.
You know, these last 2 days have been tonight, I believe, and it's gonna go. It's gonna go up tomorrow, I think.
I heard like 64 tomorrow.
Closer to 70.
Whoa, even better, man.
Yeah.
That went away, so bro.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Is my mic popping?
Yeah, it's popping. I guess you know what it is. It's probably because of the wind here is messing with the internet here.
Let me tell you something. When you get back to New York and I'm in Puerto Rico, I'm gonna pull the same stunt on you.
Oh no, my for some reason those 2 days my phone might not be working.
Oh, okay. All right. Listen, what time is it? Let's quickly talk about what happened at I don't want to talk too deeply into it about the Oscars, but
oh man,
people are saying that it's fake. People are saying it's real. You know.
Well, you know what it was. I mean, if you look at the video on YouTube, when he said that, Will Smith estaba riendo. When his wife rolled her eyes and apparently said something to him, a motion to him, that's when he acted.
Yeah. That was
stupid. That was stupid. I mean, we're like real split between people who say he did it right and he did it wrong.
Violence is never right. I'm sorry.
No. Especially in the media like that. And I'm sorry, but blacks and Latinos, we already have 2 strikes against us in everything we do.
Right.
You know, and so it's like people are looking at it. They can't even get along. They can't even act right in public, live and stuff like that. You know, so it's a, let's just say it's a hot potato.
Right.
My brother Manny's in there. What's up, Manny? Max Cruz is watching.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, Manny. Welcome, Max Cruz.
Oh, Goth is on. Hey, what's up, Goth?
Oh, she's on? Hey, Goth.
Yeah, she's watching.
For some reason, I can't get it on my phone.
Really?
But, anyway. But
iPhone for you.
My thought is that, you know, there should have been a certain level of professionalism going on there.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and there's a lot of women, unfortunately. Mira, se me bajó. There's a lot of. Leave me alone.
This is a PG show.
Yeah. There's a lot of women.
As soon as he started talking about women, se bajó.
Yo! You didn't catch that.
Ooh, body blow, shots fired.
So there's a lot of women who defend Will Smith's action, saying that what he did is very romantic. It's all based out of love. And I'm like, well, your conception of what love and romance is totally off.
Absolutely.
If you actually think that physical violence is a form of love for you.
Even the Serena's dad that he portrayed in the movie said violence is not the answer. Only if you're defending your daughters if for potential violence or something else.
Right. It was horrible, and you know, and then on the other side, this one guy, Hispanic guy, he defends Will Smith. He says that people are so worried that the fact that because this was such a diverse production, which included a lot of people of color in this year's Oscars, that it made us look bad in front of white people. And his argument is, well, violence, this country was founded on violence. So where are we going with this? I'm like, well,
Yeah,
you know
but
what?
even the Bible says an eye for an eye, but you don't go out there taking someone's eye out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what it is? People, there's you have to read between the lines.
Yeah.
You can't take everything to heart.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. I applaud Chris Rock for the way he acted.
Yeah. That
Because
was
if it was
so
me, Will
embarrassing
Smith would have had
for
a boot in
him.
his
I
butt.
feel so bad for him.
I'm sorry.
I feel so bad for him. He was
It
so
was
embarrassed.
and he took it like, bro, the gentleman and the professional that he is.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
applaud you.
Yeah, I mean, if it was backstage, he would have swung back. Of course, he would have swung back.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody stays hit.
Bro,
I'm sorry.
if this was in the street, somebody would have been laid out.
Yeah,
There would have been a big fight.
yeah.
So how was your weekend, Harv?
It was good. It was good. My weekend was good. Did the gym. I
Okay.
was at the studio. I won't talk much about that. I'll just leave that at that. And I made a big.
Call me later and give me the bochinche.
Eh?
You can call me later and give me the bochinche.
Okay. No, it was a good session. And I made a really big tray of baked ziti, and I stuffed my face. I made this garlic bread fresh from, I grated some garlic, put some, mashed it into some butter and olive oil, and then spread it on top. Then sprinkled it with cheese and put it in the oven. Oh, my God, I'm already
And see,
full.
all I had was homemade arroz blanco con habichuela roja y carne guisa.
I mean, nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. So listen, guys, today's guest is, Manny says Whoopi Goldberg is on the board of Oscars, and she said that he will be punished for what he did to Chris Rock. This is true.
Absolutely.
This is
Now,
true.
okay, before we speak about our special guest,
Yeah.
how do you feel? A lot of people are talking about that he might get stripped
You know what?
of the Oscar.
There's a lot of talk about that. I don't think they'll take away the Oscar, but I think they will prohibit him from attending the Oscars. I don't know if ever or if there's like a probationary period, like for the next 3-4 years. I don't know. It could go either way, but they said it would be severe.
But you know something? If I was Chris Rock,
Yeah.
and the board or whatever, I would forgive him to an extent if he comes up to Chris Rock and breaks bread.
Yeah. Listen,
Okay, I'm there.
I'm just laughing
I'm there
because
again.
he put the mic on your mouth.
Yeah, I know. Fresco.
Oh my God.
We
And,
couldn't
I
hear
would-
you that good, so we had to put the mic, closer to you.
you gotta give a public apology and
Yeah,
really mean it.
Yeah.
All three of them's got to get together
Yeah.
because this
No.
was. At first, I thought it was staged, but I think that she didn't like it, so that triggered Will Smith. Oh, wait a minute! As a man, I gotta show up. No, it doesn't work that way, man.
Of course. I mean,
He didn't make fun of her condition.
yeah,
He made fun of the movie.
He didn't even know that she had a condition.
Yeah,
But I
because she
think
kept that pretty much private. I didn't know either.
yeah, I think the event itself was so shocking that people took it as a joke. It's not something we
Yeah.
expect. But anyway, enough
Because
of that. Enough.
If you see him walking up to him, Chris Rock basically stuck his face out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
let's move along.
Well, mi gente, listen, we're going to take Joe Cano. Hello from Luna and Rocco. Thank you for joining us. Nathan Thomas. Will Smith was our superstar. No, he's just common.
Now he's just common,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Arte, what's up, Compi? What's going on?
Yeah, thank you guys for chiming in. And
Yes.
wow, a lot of people are chiming in. Thank you guys. Hold on. Before we go on commercial break, Manny, thank you for joining us. Reynaldo, gracias. Joe, thank you for joining us. Rosa, thank you for joining us. Artie, thank you for joining us. Nathan, thank you for joining us. Guys, our special guest is no other than Johnny Silvestry, multi-talented, many-hat-wearing artist. He will be here after this commercial break. We're going to talk to him about his career, and he's going to sing a tune for us. And Don't go anywhere, right? We'll be back in a few seconds.
Hey everybody, I'm Will D.
I am Javier Luis.
I'm Alex Polanco.
I'm Apollonia Cruz.
And I'm Kelly Caboose.
I am Shirley Phillips.
I am Emmanuel Anzule. Do you know 1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence
During their lifetime.
And domestic violence and abuse can happen to anyone.
regardless of gender, race, or other factors?
2 out of 3 homicide cases are
Females who were killed by a family member or intimate partner.
As domestic violence victims, they face high rates of depression,
Sleep disturbances,
Anxiety.
flashbacks and other emotional distresses.
And without help, witnesses of domestic violence are more vulnerable to become abusers themselves.
Thus continuing the cycle of violence in the next generation.
Hello, I'm Charles Aloma. Join the LDM network and Safe Horizon and take a step into changing these facts. So if you are or know someone that is being abused, please call the City Domestic Hotline at 1-800-621-4673. So that is 1-800-621-HOPE.
speak up.
Speak out.
And make a difference.
And just know that you don't have to deal with this alone. There is help.
Welcome back to El Latino Ruido. We are here with our special guest, Johnny Silvestry. Welcome, Bobby.
Hello.
How's
Thank you for
everything?
having me. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome, Johnny. Welcome.
Glad
Too bad I
to be
couldn't
here.
be up there with you guys, but obviously you see my situation.
Yeah, your hard situation. Johnny, welcome. I have to be honest with you. I was nervous to meet you. I've known of Johnny for many years, and I always follow him on Facebook, and he's got great music out there. And when we invited him to the show, and I knew he was coming, it's just like, I don't know. I just got nervous. I was like, this is a very talented individual. And I'm like, oh, my God, you know?
Oh, that's
And
why.
I'm-
Starstruck.
What were you going to say? Johnny, dime algo.
Yeah.
All right, I thought you were saying something.
Yeah, no, you're starstruck.
Yeah, I am starstruck. I'm actually starstruck. I messed that one up. But Johnny, let me ask you, who is Johnny Silvestry?
Johnny Silvestry is a lot of things. Prior to producing this album, career-wise, first and foremost, and I hope it's not this way for long, I'm a licensed hairstylist and colorist.
Okay.
I also do professional photography, portraits, weddings, maternity photos. And then music has been such a big part of who I am growing up. And I always knew that I wanted to sing and pursue music and release music and videos and write songs. But I don't there's just so many things, you know, that I do. So it's like, for someone to, like, who is Johnny Silvestry? I feel like every day I'm finding myself and
Right.
discovering
Oh, I
new
like that.
talents.
I like that.
So I can't say that I'm one thing. I do
Right.
so much.
right, which is excellent.
Yeah. So what is it about music that attracted you?
I feel like music has such, it's like a healing therapy. Excuse me for looking up. That's where I see him since he's not in the studio live. First and foremost, I want to tell everybody that I came here not because of Javier. I was really looking forward to meeting Johnny.
Johnny, we're gonna have
And
a
he
fight.
played me. He's in Florida.
We're gonna have a fight. I'm gonna have to slap you.
But music, to me, it has such healing powers. And I feel like you can listen to a song from how many years ago, and one specific song, listening to it how many years later, can take you back to feeling a specific emotion. It can bring you an exact memory, you know, of where you were at a certain point in your life. So I feel like, you know, music is constantly going with you, throughout your journey in life. You take it with you wherever you go, and I feel like it's so nostalgic and just such a powerful force if you let it be.
Right.
That's wonderful. I gotta tell you one thing. On the drive down, I had my daughter listen to one of your songs, and she's very finicky. And she said, "I like it, Dad."
Oh, wow.
So you got another fan.
Thank you.
Awesome. Before
Yeah,
we
my
go on-
daughter, my daughter's is taste in music is like all over the spectrum, but she mostly likes classic rock,
Yeah.
which is
Nice.
wonderful because that's what we all grew up on.
Yeah.
And she liked your music, and she liked the story it was telling. I love music that can transport you and take you places,
Yeah.
and that's what your music does.
And I always try to keep that in mind too. Like when I'm writing my songs,
Absolutely.
99.9% of the time, I'm writing based on what I've gone through.
Right.
And I know that I'm not the only person, that has faced heartbreak or, an abuse of some sort or joyous moments, wanting to be there for someone. So every time I write, I try to take that into consideration. And, I want my listeners to be like, wow, like, he's genuine in his music because I can relate. I've been through that too. To me, that's
Yes.
important.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Before we go on to the next question, I have some people that are chiming in. We have Jasenia. She says hello. Welcome, Jasenia.
Hi, Jasenia. Hi, Joe. Hi, Rocco.
Yeah.
Luna.
Lucy.
Yeah, we have Lucy Roman Silva,
Yeah.
Peter de Peta. I hope I'm saying it right.
Peter!
And,
Oh,
George
that's
G,
my
of
friend
course,
Peter.
is on, and Carmen.
Carmen, yes. George is chiming in also. He's tuning in. Lucy, thank you for joining us. Hi, George. Good to see you. Bravo, Johnny. Comple or compay?
Compay or comple?
Comple.
I don't know. I guess
That's Italian for congratulations,
Oh,
maybe?
Okay.
Oh,
So, my next question to you is your creativity
Yeah.
wears a lot of hats. Talk
Yes.
about your past production, but especially your new baby, because from what you've told me, this new production, you wore the hat of the singer, the songwriter, the engineer, the photographer, mixing, mastering. How was that process for you?
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was so hard and so time consuming. I was literally waking up to work on music and then going to bed, at late 3, 4, 5 in the morning, working on these songs, trying to make sure that every single detail was so perfect. I started recording demos at the age of 15 years old.
Right.
And when I was 21, I went on to release my first album. So from when I was like 19, I think I started recording my first album.
Right.
And then 21, I released it. 2 years later or 3 years later, I released my second album, Opening Up. So I have, basic knowledge of what it's like to like record in a studio, watching a few of my producers mix my songs, never mastering. I was never a part of that. But when they would send me the files back, I was so anal and I was such a pain in the ass. I'd be
I
like,
get
I
it.
want echoes here, I want
get it, yep.
reverb there. I was like very specific with the sound that I wanted. And so when the world went into lockdown in 2020, I didn't know when I was going to get back into a studio. And it wasn't even a thought in my mind, like, I'm going to record my own album. But I bought an iPad, I bought a professional microphone, headphones, some studio equipment, and it was just like playing with it, like to
Right.
see what I could come up with.
Right.
And all of a
Voila.
sudden this happened.
How many songs on
there you
the
go.
CD?
Yeah.
I have
The best projects are the ones that come from the heart.
Yeah. And at the time, I was also going through a really crappy breakup. So I feel like this was very therapeutic for me. I was able to just write and let out all of these emotions. And, in the process of working on this, I was healing myself. So it's God gift to me. I love this
is
album.
therapy.
Absolutely.
Music is therapy.
You've God has gifted you with so many talents.
Yeah.
He has. He has.
And you
I
have to
could
take
never
advantage
take
of
credit
all
for
of
it
them.
myself.
Yeah. How many
Yes,
songs
absolutely.
on this CD?
I have 16 songs on this album.
16 songs.
Wow.
Yeah.
16 songs.
That is awesome. I'm definitely going to pick that up.
Yeah. I have the CD, and it's amazing, people. You got to go and get that CD.
Absolutely.
George Key says, Johnny, you having a hard time being away? Being
Who, me?
away in. Oh,
I
wait.
feel like he's talking to
Are you
that
talking
Johnny.
to you, Johnny? Johnny. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, which
not
one?
having a hard time being away, Johnny.
Well, I know Donna Marie is talking about you because she says she loves you, and I don't even know her.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Donna, that's my baby. I love you, Donna.
That's awesome. What's the next thing here we have for Johnny? How do you prepare yourself for? Oh, wait, we have. That's how it's done these days. Multi-talented artists and producers. Exactly. And I mean, this guy is amazing. Especially during the lockdown, you did it at the right time. A lot of people took advantage of that time to create, and a lot of people have come out strong during the lockdown and become famous because of it.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
my
But-
God, you're one of them.
I read something
You know-
online that said,
You know that old saying is, out of every tragedy, something good always comes out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
read
know, we had the tragedy of the pandemic, but then we have some great stories coming out, yours included.
Right.
Yeah. I read something online that said if, during the lockdown and quarantine, you weren't allowed to do anything but be home.
Mm-hmm.
And so I read that if you weren't taking advantage and learning a new skill, then like, what the hell are you doing with your life?
Exactly.
And it's true. Like, I never thought that I would become, this juggernaut of a musician and just like, start. I've always like recorded, I knew that I've always wanted to record, and I've always paid talented producers to record my vocals, to mix the songs, to master them, to create the instrumentals for me. So learning how to compose instruments together to make it sound like what you hear was just, it was mind-blowing. I never saw myself doing something like this.
That's
Right.
amazing.
Those were your babies, and there was no one that can tell you anything otherwise.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How do you prepare yourself when it comes to songwriting? Because there's some artists that kind of like hide away and like to be isolated, and there's others that like to be with other songwriters. How do you prepare? What's your preference?
I like to be alone. 97% of the time in general.
Okay.
But especially like when it comes to like working on music and writing, I feel like it requires so much of your mind. In order for you to like really reflect, you have to isolate yourself from
Right.
everything and, accept all of the feelings and process all of the emotions that you're currently going through to, put that out into your writing process. My writing process always changes. When I write my songs, sometimes I'll have like a melody in my head, and then I try to play off of that with, a specific lyric.
Right.
And sometimes I start writing, the first verse. Sometimes I'll start with a bridge. Sometimes I'll start with a chorus.
Yeah.
And it always changes because once it's complete, I'm like, that would sound better as a chorus. Maybe I
Right.
can move
I
this
get
part
it.
and bring it to the first
get it.
verse.
Yeah.
And,
Awesome.
at the end, you create something wonderful.
Awesome.
That's a beautiful story, yeah. Also, we have here George G. He goes to and it's true. He finally started his label during the lockdown, and he's been in the music business as long as I was. We started both at RMM in the early '90s, and during the lockdown, he came up with his entertainment label, and so far, man, he's taken off, and he's gonna shoot for the stars, which is a beautiful thing.
Hello.
Good luck, George. That's awesome.
Yeah. I want to give one shout out.
Yes.
My boy Victor Hernandez, who was a fellow MTA worker. I've been since retired, and he's chiming in. And Vic, what's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. Florida's beautiful. You guys got to come down.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. Go ahead, Johnny. You want to go?
Yeah. Who's your musical inspiration?
I grew up listening to a lot of Spanish gospel recording artists.
Okay.
I just Spanish Christian music was my life growing up. I listened to artists like Luis Santiago, Yadira Corradin. Lily Goodman is my number one favorite vocalist till this day. She has the voice. Like, if you want to know what an angel sounds like, Google Lily Goodman and just listen to her stuff.
I'm gonna have to do
She's
that
my
because I
number
love
one.
vocals.
Yeah, she's my number one favorite artist.
That's awesome.
But there were so many, that I listened to growing up. But I would have to say, like, Spanish Christian artists they played a big part, in what I do now.
Beautiful, beautiful.
When you perform, do you still get jitters? Talk about
We
it.
did sound check earlier, and Javier was like, "Oh, do you want me to leave the room?" And I said, "It's too late for that now." I feel like no matter what stage you are in your career, I feel like nerves are something that should be taking over, that moment. And if they're not, then something is wrong
Right.
with you. I feel like it's a very humbling, process. And I've sang from groups of like 8 people to 10,000. And it's like, no matter the amount of people that are there, like, you just get nervous regardless. I personally, I always get nervous.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's talk about your songs. I have the CD at home. It's an excellent CD, and I play it when I clean around the house. I follow my mom's footsteps in that aspect. But one of my favorites is the song Remedy,
Thank you.
which is a song that he will be performing later today. It's this evening, that is. What is Remedy about?
Remedy wasn't even. There were 2 songs that weren't supposed to make it to the album. One of them was 33 Closure, and the other one was actually Remedy.
Actually, 33 is another favorite, but go ahead.
So with Remedy, when I first started composing music, that was probably the 3rd instrumental that I put together.
Okay.
And you can hear it has that beautiful like piano introduction, and then it turns into like a very light like reggaeton pop.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I thought it was so cool. And then I smacked some violins on there. And I thought it was such a well put together track. But the whole time that I was working on this album, throughout the whole process, I could not write one single word for this song.
Okay.
And so I went to school with a recording artist who's very popular now. And I reached out to his management team. I was trying to give him the instrumental for Remedy, and never heard back from them. And then another up-and-coming artist that I knew was also, I wanted to pitch it to him. I knew that the song had potential, and I wanted it out there, and I didn't think that I could write something to it. So I was just willing to give, the music away and let somebody else write whatever they wanted.
I'm glad you didn't.
And man, let me tell you, people tell me
Listen.
all the time, "Yo, that is your song. That is the song that is going to make
things happen for a reason, man.
Yeah, I'm actually in the process of editing the music video for it, and I'm hoping to God to release it by this Friday.
Yeah.
2 more
wonderful.
days.
I'm telling you guys, you're not going to regret it. Remedy is hot.
It's fun. It's very
hot.
fun.
It's hot. What are your pet peeves in the music business?
In the music business, I thought he wanted to hear like lip smacking. Chew with your mouth closed, please.
Well, okay. All right. So, give me 1 or 2 personal pet peeves and 1 or 2 in the music business.
Definitely somebody that chews with their mouth open. That irks the crap
Wait,
out
chews
of me.
gum or eats their food? With their mouth?
Anything in general. I don't
Okay.
want to see it in your mouth. That's
funny.
just one.
Yeah.
As far as like in the music business goes, I never really thought about this, but now that we're talking about it,
Yeah.
I've always been the type of artist, I want to see everybody in my circle grow. I want to see every, recording out there recording artist out there, musician, songwriter. I want to see my people make it. You know, if one eats, we all eat. And I feel like, not that I'm surrounded by a lot, but like there are people who like to take more than they can give.
Right.
And I've always been the type to want to extend a helping hand.
Right.
Because I come from a genuine place with it. But unfortunately, not everybody's like that. And so it is a pet peeve when you see that people, they take and they take and they take, but it's like, but what are you going to bring to the table?
Right.
How are you? Not that I need anybody's help, because look at all the things that I do.
Right.
But like, what can you bring? Like, how can we work together?
Yeah.
So
no, exactly.
I think that that's a pet peeve.
In the business, you do not see that. That is a very rare thing when someone is willing and able to share and really wants to do it. I wasn't in the business for very long, but in the short time that I was there, cutthroat.
Yeah.
Cutthroat.
Fíjate, I started working on this. To me, this was like practice, learning how to compose, how to mix, how to master, trying to get everything to sound as professional as you possibly can. And now that I have, like, my thing now is, I want to work with other artists, and I'm currently writing and composing for 4 different people, and I'm hoping, to have their projects out before the end of this year.
Right.
But it's like, like I said earlier, when one eats, we all eat.
Right.
You should want to see everybody, winning. Let's make this together.
Yeah. Right.
In my opinion, this is the reason why you have a lot of artists who are out there and don't make it, because they don't get that one little helping hand. If you have one artist that's dominating the entire industry, and you got up-and-comers who have great talent and stuff, to me, in my opinion, they feel like they're a threat. Yeah. And so they get rid of the threat by not helping.
Yeah.
And I've never felt like a threat, with any artist that I've ever come encountered with, because it's like, you have your own talent, you do your own thing.
Absolutely.
And I'm special. I don't claim to be the best singer or songwriter, but I love what I do. Right. I'm passionate about what I do, so I'm never going to compete with anybody but myself. I want to make sure that my every project sounds better than my last one.
Right.
The only person that I ever want to top is myself.
Right.
Exactly. You have to, you have to remain consistent, and you have to always outdo yourself.
Yeah.
Because then now you're going to have people sitting back, they're going like this, oh man, what is Johnny going to come up with next? All right, we're anticipating, and they're hungry. And that's when you keep feeding them and hitting them and hitting them.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing is in this business, a lot of people wait for somebody to discover them. A lot of people wait for them to take them by the hand, and
you have to go out there and just get it.
Right?
Yeah.
George says,
yeah, those are the people that actually can be famous. But if you're looking to make money in this business, you have to learn how to write your music, produce your music, share in the publishing and the singing. So that way, even on sales and singing, you're bringing money in. And with that money, you could always help other artists or help yourself.
Yeah.
You've earned it, so you spend it as you want it. Because, come on, bottom line, fine. We love the music. Artists will sing for the love of music, but we all want to make $1.
Yeah.
We all want to be rich and famous. That's the bottom line. It's always $1. But when you bring in love and a willingness to help the smaller guy who otherwise may not be able to get up, that's another blessing. Not even a beautiful thing.